Masala dosa is arguably one of South India's most famous dishes. It's made with a thin and crispy crepe-like batter and conceals a spicy potato filling. Let's start by making the dosa batter. This is idli rice, it's also known as parboiled rice and contains the perfect amount of starch for making dosa batter. I mix this with basmati rice to heighten the aroma. Wash the rice really well and then soak it in cold water for 6 to 8 hours to soften the grains. In a separate bowl, wash and soak some urad dal, which is skinless black gram. Some fenugreek seeds will add flavour and aid the fermentation process. Drain the rice and dal but keep them separate. Now grind the rice using little to no water. If your blender is struggling, add a tablespoon of water at a time, but try to keep this minimal. You'll probably need to scrape the blender down in between blitzes to ensure even blade time. The rice batter should be mostly smooth but still a little grainy, like that of a gentle exfoliator. This will produce crispy dosa. Transfer the rice batter to a deep bowl and then add the dal to the blender along with some poha, which is flattened rice flakes. Unlike the ground rice, the dal batter needs to be completely smooth. This is why it's imperative that they are ground separately. The viscosity of the ground urad dal is what gives the dosa batter a uniform body, which is easy to spread later. Again, try to add very little water, but if your blender is struggling, add a tablespoon of water at a time. This mixture is perfectly smooth and ready to be mixed with the rice. You'll notice I'm whipping this batter using my fingers. This is super important as the heat from my hands is going to aid the speedy fermentation process we want. It's now time to cover this bowl and stow it away in a warm place. The key to making perfect dosa is to ferment the batter well. 8 to 10 hours will usually suffice, but if it's cold, it can take longer. Don't add any salt at this point because it will slow down the fermentation. It's still super cold here, so my batter was ready after 12 hours, and as you can see, it's of a thick, flowing consistency with lots of bubbles, and it billows off the ladle like lava. The flavour is a happy kind of sour, just as it should be. Congratulations! Now that the dosa batter is ready, we can move on to making the filling. The filling for classic masala dosa is a delicious, fluffy potato mixture, and this is how we make it. Heat some regular cooking oil in a large pan. Once the oil is hot, add in some black mustard seeds and be patient while they pop. Like most spices, mustard seeds are fat soluble, so the oil is infusing with all of those delicious flavors. In goes some asafoetida, which is coveted for aiding digestion when cooking with lentils and beans. These are some curry leaves which I've stripped from the stems and sliced up for maximum punch. If you prefer, you can add your curry leaves in whole. To slice, simply bundle them up just like this and then chop with a sharp knife into fine shreds. Masala dosa has evolved over the years and has seen so many different variations. There's rava dosa, which is made with semolina, Mysore masala dosa, cheese masala dosa, paneer masala dosa, and onion masala dosa, among so many more. Add the curry leaves into the hot oil along with some sliced green chilies. Add as many or as few chilies as you like, and some fresh ginger. This sizzling tadka is drawing out all of the aromas from the ingredients so that the oil is well infused and ready for our potatoes. Next, we'll add some chopped onions. Allow them to soften, stirring all the time. The aim of the game is to cook the onions until they soften and turn translucent. We don't want them to brown. It's okay if they turn a little bit caramelized at the edges. We just want them to be cooked enough so that they melt into the potatoes. Add turmeric for color and some salt. Once the onions get to this stage, we're ready to add in our potatoes. Any floury variety of potato will do for this recipe, and all you need to do is either boil them whole or microwave them in their skins. Allow the potatoes to cool off a little bit before roughly chopping them and then also mashing a few bits. The entire thing needs to be very rugged. I've taken the skins off today, but you can choose to leave them on if you like. Continue to cook the potatoes for a further 4 or 5 minutes until everything is heated through. Finish off with a sprinkle of fresh coriander and a squeeze of lemon juice. And that's it, the potato filling for the masala dosa is ready. This is also a great stuffing for things like sandwiches and samosas. You don't have to make the dosa if you don't want to. If you just want to stick to the filling, then you can use it for many different things. I really wish you could smell how fresh and aromatic this is. Now that our gorgeous potato filling is ready, we can get on with making the masala dosa themselves. For cooking masala dosa, a large flat tawa is preferable. You can also use a frying pan. I like to use cast iron and anodized aluminium interchangeably, but non-stick will work in a pinch. However, the colour of the masala dosa may not be quite as golden. Before you start, stir some salt into your batter. After getting my pan nice and hot, I like to give it a splash with some cold water just to temper the heat a little, and then rub the surface all over with a lightly oiled onion half. Spread the batter as thinly and as evenly as possible using circular motions and the back of a ladle. This can take a little practice, so be patient with yourself. If you find the batter is too thick to spread, then adjust the consistency with a very small amount of water. Drizzle the dosa all over with either ghee or oil. This will melt through the holes in the dosa, creating the perfect crispy bottom that comes away from the pan easily. Once you've spread the dosa, be sure to turn the heat down a little bit to medium-low to make sure that everything cooks nice and evenly and the base of the dosa is beautifully crisp. Once we get to this stage, we can add in that golden, fluffy potato mixture we cooked earlier. Add as much or as little as you like. Once you can see the dosa is starting to brown really nicely underneath, use a spatula, sliding it underneath to prise it away from the pan very gently. You'll notice that the dosa is ready to come away from the pan when it starts lifting and unfurling at the edges. My tawa is actually really big and I'm using a camping stove to cook this, so the burner is quite small, which means I have to wiggle the tawa around a little bit to make sure that everything is being cooked evenly. And there we have the most gloriously cooked masala dosa. We're ready to fold this over so that the potato filling is hidden inside. It honestly brings me so much joy to be able to share this recipe with you. It's one that has taken me a long time to master, and coming from a Gujarati family, we didn't really eat South Indian food all that often in our home, so learning how to make dosa has been a real labour of love for me. The amount of skill and technique involved blows my mind, and it is a whole world of possibility. Stunning flavours, a stunning process, and such a beautiful, treasured cuisine of India. I hope to share so many more dosa recipes with you, and I would love to know which styles you would like to see me cook next. Leave a comment down below to tell me what style of dosa you'd like. And if you haven't already subscribed, then please do, and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload a new recipe. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been working on my debut cookbook. It is all about delicious Indian vegetarian cuisine, and it is out for pre-order now, and the link to pre-order that is in the description box below. Enjoy this masala dosa recipe, guys. It really is so delicious, and I will see you next time.